I just bought this cockpit for $1,000. You're looking at a full-scale replica of a US Navy F-18C cockpit. When completed, it'll be made up of nearly 10,000 pieces. In this video, I'll show you how you can build one of these too and prove to you why this is the greatest simulator project ever created. Behind me, I have two flight simulators. This is my first flight simulator project, and it's built with off-the-shelf parts. It's the one I shared over on TikTok and gained over 80,000 followers and 1 million likes. But this new cockpit is something entirely different. It's been designed by the community over at OpenHornet. They're a team of passionate builders and professionals in their field working on an open source, free to download plan of the F-18C cockpit in stunning accuracy. More on them and their incredible work later in the video. I first discovered OpenHornet in 2022 when I was living in my 600 square foot apartment. Eager to start, I visited their homepage and checked out their Start Here page. I was hit with a reality check. Just to begin fabricating this cockpit, you need a CNC machine, a laser cutter, a resin printer, and a 3D printer, and a place to put this large footprint cockpit. At the time, I didn't have the necessary tools or space, so my dream was temporarily on pause. But I always knew one day I would begin this project and I would finish it. It was just a matter of time. There's one problem though. I could have never predicted that time would have been 11 p.m. on a random Thursday night before work. You see, I was getting ready to start this project. I cleared out my garage and I was looking for my very first tool, a CNC machine. I went on Facebook Marketplace and queried CNC machines. And that's when I saw the listing of a lifetime. I didn't believe it. At first I thought, great, somebody's offering CNC services for the frame of OpenHornet. But then I clicked on the listing. I could not have been prepared for what I saw next. There were 13 photos showing the frame, an ejection seat, boxes of components, switches, potentiometers. It was unreal. I was freaking out. I had to get this. In disbelief, I messaged the seller asking, is this still available? Not expecting a response at 11 p.m. at night. He quickly responded, yeah, it's for sale. We exchanged Discords. We talked a little bit about the project. He warned me, this is a large project. Are you familiar with OpenHornet? And I responded, yeah, I know what I'm getting into and I can't wait to see this. The next morning, I called off work, went to Home Depot and I got a truck. I messaged Ron and I said, I'll be there at 10 a.m. Date, we are in the truck about to go meet the seller. We're picking up the OpenHornet F-18 cockpit today. I found it on a Facebook Marketplace last night and I am scrambling to go get it because I want to secure it now. While I was there touring his shop and taking a look at the simulator, we also worked out a deal that I could purchase his 40-watt laser cutter and his resin printer, two more tools I would need for this journey. Out of pure curiosity, I asked Ron, how long have you been trying to sell this? Because shock, nobody had purchased this yet. He told me he listed in July and he was only doing local pickup. He didn't want to part out the simulator. Once people saw what was here, they didn't quite understand it and it was a little too big of a project to take on. But I knew this was an OpenHornet build, built to spec, with loads of documentation behind it and a passionate community building the exact same cockpit. That leads me into my next segment. Why I think the OpenHornet project is the best simulator in the world. Even compared to $80,000 professionally built simulators used by entertainment or defense companies. OpenHornet is open source. It's maintainable and made to be repairable. When things break, you can order another parts, fabricate them your own, and simply get back on the road. Every component and wire is carefully labeled. There's schematics and interconnect diagrams showing you just how the system works. Hardware is sourced from McMaster, making it accessible to the masses. Electronics from Mouser or DigiKey. The PCB schematics are also included. You can order them from online manufacturers like JLC PCB or PCBWay. Even the software is actively being worked on for these PCB and boards. This means the entire bundle is totally free and open source for the community. It is truly invaluable, and I cannot praise the team at OpenHornet enough. Now, I want to compare this to other simulator projects out there. Many of these might provide CAD files for the frame or even some panels for your laser cutter. But past that, you're often left alone. This means you're implementing electronics, PCBs, and interfacing with the simulator all up to you. This can lead to one-off builds that are hard to maintain. Really think that's where the power of OpenHornet comes. It is so well documented that you can point to any part on this and find an exact diagram or part number. Okay, so what's next? The cockpit is missing a lot. I'm currently setting up my workshop in the garage, parsing through the inventory that Ron handed off, all the switches, fasteners, and hardware. I need to categorize and get that set up in my workshop. I've already started working on the master arm panel. This will be the very first panel that is going to be functional in the simulator. And for this project, I'm not taking any shortcuts. I'm going for full authenticity. That means when possible, if I can source the real switch or real knob, I will. In fact, I just purchased my first real button in the cockpit. That is the push to jettison button. I found it NOS, or new old stock, on eBay. There was one left and it's produced by Otto, which manufactures many of the components for the F-18 cockpit. And yes, it takes a surprising amount of force to depress this button, and for good reason. In the real jet, when this button is pressed, all of the external stores on the aircraft will jettison off. This is used in emergency situations or when a fighter is merging and going into a dogfight. Most, if not all, of these skills are brand new to me, from soldering to laser cutting, even 3D printing. But I'm excited to learn as I go and grow with this cockpit. You won't find a more accurate DIY plan for an F-18 cockpit than the one produced by OpenHornet. So follow along as I bring this legendary cockpit to life, one panel at a time. I'll be sharing updates here and providing instructional videos and showcasing milestones as they happen. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.